Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Koski, a fun day kicking it for you and for yours. Back at it once again. And this one right here, first of all, if I get too deep into this, I'd like to thank my ancestors. And I also like to thank you, the subscriber. The channel been blowing up, picking up real well, you know what I mean? And I got another thing for y'all for that. Now, this one comes from African Globe, and it says, West Papua in full revolt. Indonesian Army deploys. This came out August 21st, 2019. So very, very hot off the press. You don't even hear nobody talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get deep into this. African Globe. Indonesia has deployed more troops to West Papua as demonstrators call for the region's independence spread. Government buildings have been torched, and reports of unrest will allow early assurances by the government that unrest has been contained. President Joko Widodo, Chief Security Minister Wantano, told reporters on Tuesday that Jakarta is deploying more forces to Western Papua and anticipating of larger protests on Wednesday across the region. Video coming out of the region show hundreds of military and police personnel arriving in Manokwari, the capital of West Papua, and the scene of violent protests on Monday. While Major General Sadidi, spokesman for the Indonesian Armed Forces, said on Wednesday the military has sent 300 troops to Manokwari. West Papua comprises of West Papua and Papua Province and shared an island of Papua New Guinea. It was a Dutch colony until the early 1960s when Indonesia took it over, becoming part of the country's in a controversial 1969 fake memorandum, where only thousand people were able to vote. An armed rebellion by the indigenous West Papua National Liberation Army has been rumbling ever since. The region is the poorest in Indonesia, despite of its natural wealth. There have been numerous allegations of human rights violations there. In December, an attack on independent fighters killed at least 17 people and triggered a military crackdown that caused 35,000 civilians to flee their homes as security tried to flush the rebels out of the mountains. East Java, where Papua students face the maltreatment that set off the protests, is on the Indonesian mainland of Java. Protests continue in spite of calls of calm. Late on Monday, President Widodo has appealed for calm in West Papua, calling on his countrymen to forgive and exert more patience. East Java Provincial Governor Kafa Endor Paswana also apologized to Papuan students who have been racially abused, reporting being called monkeys by bystanders and subsequently arrested during the pro-independence demonstration they were holding in East Java, city of Malang. Now, as you see here, you see the Indonesian military. There's a sidebar right quick. They just knocking heads off. You just black around there, they knocking your head off. You know what I'm saying? They just coming down. This is a genocide. Indonesia's committing a genocide down there. Back to it. The anger resulting from the mistreatment of Papua students is still burning across the region. Images sent by a source on Wednesday show Papuan protesters in Far Rock, West Papua Province, raising their pro-independence flag, a crime under Indonesian law carrying a punishment up to 15 years. Another image showed what appears to be a fire in the coastal area of Far Rock, with reports saying that the local market has been set afire. On Wednesday afternoon, reports said military and police reinforcements had arrived in Far Rock. Meanwhile, in Tamamik, angry protesters took the street on Wednesday as soldiers in riot gear carrying rifles look on. On Tuesday, angry protests have spread at least to 6 areas of west of Papua, with report of injuries and death. A female protester was shot in the ankle in Manokwari, according to Victor Remo, spokesperson for the West Papua National Committee, the WPNC, which initiated and organized the protests. In Strong, West Papua, province's largest city, protesters blocked roads and gathered in front of the mayor's office on Tuesday. Here go pictures of the riots. Overall, 500,000 Papuans have been killed by the Indonesian soldiers. Just think about that, over 500,000. Local media reported that the angry protests destroyed Dominic Airport Airport, forcing the airlines to cancel flights to Strong. Protesters also set fire to the local prison, which allowed up to 250 prisoners to escape on Tuesday. Another video showing a group of armed men with sticks chasing and throwing rocks at the police officers who were outnumbered. In the video, one officer is seen falling and being hit. A police officer said that an officer in Jaipur, the capital of the Papua province, had been shot and injured. Racial slurs, slights, rights, and abuse. Monday's demonstration in West Papua erupted with the following arrest of ethnic Papua students living in Sarbai and Malang in East Java. In Sarbai, the students were accused of throwing the Indonesian flag in the sewer, allegations they denied in an interview with Charlotte Papa. According to the local media, a number of mass demonstrations had gathered at the Papua student dormitory on Saturday, Indonesia's Independence Day, to confront them about their alleged defilement. In the confrontation that ensued, racist abuse was heard at the Papua students, including slurs of monkey, dog, animal, and pig, according to the press release by Amnesty International. Security forces arrived, locking down the student dormitory, firing tear gas, and arresting the Papua students. The police force said that all the students would return to their dormitory later that evening and that no arrests had taken place. The students were simply removed for their own safety. On Thursday, reported injuries and arrests had circulated after a pro-independence rally held by Papua students in Malang, East Java. The Amnesty press release recounted how the students were attacked by residents, and shortly after the incident, the deputy mayor of the city threatened to remove the students and return them forcibly to West Papua. West Papua under control. Mario Stringer Sengar, the police chief of Strong Regency, said there's no serious casualty. None was injured. Everything was under control. Here's a sidebar right quick. Here's a picture of the Indonesian military, coming down on West Papua, coming to go handle the business. You know what I'm saying? They're going to pop anybody that's black. In an interview on late Tuesday, Indonesian International Police spokesman Desi Pasayo said the police had observed maximum restraint and no protesters had been hurt. None of the police used any bullets, he said. In other parts of West Papua, including Norbrai, Bakak, Batini Bay, Kaimana, and Yogomono, the number of protests swelled as they shouted, Papa Freedom, and we are not red and white, we are Morning Star. Red and white refers to the Indonesian flag, and the Morning Star is the political symbol for pro-independence West Papuans. West Papuans explains why they joined the rallies as the protest on their third day. The Papuan people continue to protest because they want independence. We believe only by getting independence, making our self-esteem equal to those of other nations, said Victor of WPNC. On Tuesday evening, Victor had appealed to the international community to monitor West Papua, especially the deployment of hundreds of military and police. Benny Winda, chairman of the United Liberation Movement for West Papua, expressed deep concern over the situation of Papua students in Indonesia. Racism goes hand in hand with colonialization and repression. Like the black people of South Africa fighting against apartheid, our struggle against racism is also a struggle for self-determination, he said in a statement released on Tuesday. President Widodo's words are not enough. Papuans will not stop fighting until we achieve equality, self-determination, and a referendum on independence, added Benny, who has accused West Selma of being behind the protests. West Papua internet shut down. As arrests continue, the Indonesian government has slowed the internet in parts of West Papua. Arnold Belail, chief editor of the regional online news leader, Sarah Papa, said the internet in Jaipur has been cut off since Monday. Communications and Information Minister Ranata said the government has applied a throttling mechanism to filter information and prevent spread of rumors during the protests. Ranata explained that throttling was only being applied in 3 areas: Janapur, Manakari, and Sarn between noon and 8 p.m. We need to do that not only due to national security, but also avoid a hoax of spreading to provoke the masses, he argued. Throttling is an international slowing of the internet by service providers. Ranatana also teamed with national police to examine postings on social media. Police said they found 2 social media accounts they believe provoked the riots in Manawakari. The ministry site published some alleged hoaxes they thought was contributing to stirring anger. One of these so-called hoaxes was a post by human rights lawyer Veronica Coleman, who focused on West Papua issue and on the arrest of 2 Papua students in Sabah, East Java. The ministry came under fire after the public realized that Veronica T had been misquoted, changing her use of the word arrest to kidnap. She is publicly seeking an apology from the minister. Veronica said it is a thrilling measure, is a violation of West Papuan people rights to freedom of expression and access to information, rather than limit the measure to spread of hoaxes. With the internet block, people are only may have access to television, meaning Jakarta controls the narrative, adding Victor WPNC spokesperson. Now here's the Papua Revolt right here. And like I said, they control the narrative because they broke down the internet and this got out. But you know what I'm saying? But it made it here for us over here so we can talk about it in the Black Pacific. And there you have it. You know what I'm saying? So, this is a situation that's going on that's not really talked about. China made what's going on in Hong Kong made more because of the U.S. interest there. But also what this article didn't talk about, and I want to discuss a little bit before I could sign off, is they talk about natural resources. And Papua New Guinea has one of the largest gold mines in the world there, in the world. You know what I mean? So, of course, they want that. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do everything they can to get their hands on that. You know what I'm saying? So they just don't start setting up stuff and being real destructive. That's why the Indonesian military there is as we can say like a buffer, you know what I'm saying? Because Australia down there too doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get that, abstract that mineral up out of Papua New Guinea. Anywho, this, on the Black Pacific page, you know what I'm saying, on the Black Pacific playlist, show homage to it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And also donate to the moon with the Cash App Akoski. Peace and have a good one.